He's a rational investor, dividend digester. Saves some of his paycheck just like all his ancestors. Him looking for high yields, that's never the case. He's seeking 6% return. Slow and steady wins the race. We pay our debts in our currency that might be unfurled if it's no longer the reserve currency of the world. Confidence in the dollar is permanent. Just ask any scholar. People are exchanging their dollars for dog money. Dog money? Dog money. Dog money. We trading it in for dog money. Dog money. Dog money. Dog money. Dog money. I'm putting it all in dog money.
Yes, indeed. Welcome to Satoshi's Bitcoin Chart Show. This is the Bitcoin forecast, the strength of the system, the health of the network, where we find out what's up with what is going down. Today's date is Wednesday, the 14th of July, 2021. Let's be on and crack on. Here we go. Alright, so starting from left to right, we've got Corecoin, we've got Bcrash, we've got Bitcoin, which is the original protocol, making it the true Bitcoin, the real Bitcoin, the genuine Bitcoin, and then we've got Fisher Price Cash on the end there. So before we start, we're just going to let our favourite man, Peter McCormack, not explain that one actually. So this is the one, we just want Peter McCormack to explain what we're looking at here. Take the floor, Pete.
Bitcoin is so different now from when Satoshi was here.
Really? Well, I mean, yeah. How different is it? I mean, does it resemble Bitcoin, in its original form, like in the white paper, in any way, shape, or form?
It's a completely different project.
Really? But I mean, if it's a completely different project, what's that got to do with Bitcoin? I mean, don't you think Satoshi Nakamoto might be a little bit, ticked off if you've completely changed this project and it's nothing like Bitcoin? I mean, what do you think he's going to say?
It doesn't matter who Satoshi is anymore.
Really? But I mean, what if he came back trying to sort it out because you've effed it up so badly because you're a complete moron?
Even if Satoshi came back, I don't think he would just be immediately welcomed as having this God-given right to decide what happens with Bitcoin. I think he would have to earn his right back into the project.
Why would he want to earn his right back into the project when you've already said it's a completely different project and it's nothing like Bitcoin in the white paper? Like, why would he? Because only Bitcoin in the white paper has got any fundamental value whatsoever. So by trying to earn his way back into a project that's actually fundamentally worthless and utterly flawed would be a complete waste of time. I mean, so in your opinion, what's Bitcoin based on now then?
Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
Are you sure about that, Pete? Because it didn't sound like that to me. Let's have that one more time.
Bitcoin is built based on consensus now.
What, like it wasn't before? Did you even bother to read the white paper, Pete? Absolutely unbelievable. And let's have a listen to Daniel Crowlitz interviewing Tony Vays, sounding equally confused about the implications of SegWit.
Why do you think BTC is valuable?
It's valuable because it's the only unconfiscatable asset we have, and that is because that comes from its decentralization. I think Bitcoin is the only valuable crypto asset we have because of the nature of how it started in its first few years.
And when you say Bitcoin, you mean BTC, right?
Absolutely.
But are you aware that in 2017, they changed the rules so that BTC no longer follows the Bitcoin white paper?
That is not true at all.
The white paper says that there needs to be a chain of signatures.
Sure.
Okay, so that's not what we have anymore. That's how SegWit changed that.
Okay, but it's still Bitcoin.
Actually, without the chain of signatures, it's not Bitcoin, because it's those chain of signatures that keep the network neutral and hold everybody, all the users and developers, equally accountable. When the chain of signatures have been segregated, it means those who implemented segregated winners are now accountable to nobody, and they centrally control the network, turning Bitcoin from a commodity into a security and crashing its fundamental value to zero. Tone, get yourself an education. Right, so now we'll have a listen to Roger. So Roger, tell us your plans about your centralized project.
And we're going to really spread Bitcoin Crash across the entire country here in Antigua.
Really, good luck with that, mate. And what do you say to all those multinational companies who say they need a regulatory compliant monetary system in order to conduct billions, if not trillions of dollars of global trade on an annual basis?
The ones that say that the blockchains all need to be legally compliant about everything all the time. just go use your Visa card.
Yeah, like that's going to work. So let's just crack on with the rest of this then. Here we go. So we've got Corecoin, Bcrash, Bitcoin, and let's just have a word with Craigoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, and ask him, so Craig, what is it you want from Bitcoin in terms of its price expectations, which is obviously a reflection of its value and a reflection of its utility. What is it you want?
I want Bitcoin not to go up to 10,000 or 100,000. I want it to be worth millions per Bitcoin.
Nice, mate. It sounds pretty good to me. I mean, when you strip everything down to the bare bones, is that it?
That's it. And that's what we spend money for. Very simple.
Very simple. Loving that. Well, look at this. I mean, we've only got 0.3% of the hash rate, 1.3% of the nodes, and yet we've got 55.3% of the overall transactions on the entire Bitcoin network going through the genuine Bitcoin. This is massive. And look at that. 86% of the block size. That's data flowing through the chain. Absolutely sensational. So let's just have a quick word with Michael Saylor, because I do love his enthusiasm every morning. So Michael, when we're looking at Bitcoin, can you tell us what we want?
Big blocks.
Yeah, what size?
$100 million chunks.
Nice. Whereabouts?
On the blockchain.
I thought so. Let's have a look at these blocks then, shall we? I mean, look at these blocks coming through. Look at that. Look at that. Good grief. They're all megabyte blocks today. Every single one. Look. 3, 4, 5, 38, 21, 18, 42, 31, 8, 10, 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, 25, 38, 91, 36, 4, 133, 172, 20, 49, 38, 6, 33, 5, 14, and 5. They are massive blocks. They are massive. Oh my goodness me. Like, not a single one under a megabyte this morning. And look at that, 133, 172. That is massive. And I also have a look at Amory's Fisher Price Cash. I mean, he's still struggling to get over a kilobyte. And Bcrash, how are they doing this morning? Any blocks over a kilobyte? 1. Is that it? They've got 1 kilobyte. 1 block over a megabyte. Oh my goodness. That's horrendous. And look at Corecoin, look. Oh my, how many blocks do they have over a megabyte? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that it? 14, 15, 16, 17. That's it. 17 blocks in an entire column. They're having trouble filling all their puny 1 megabyte blocks. My goodness. My goodness. So this is hash rate. Hash rate follows price, follows value, follows utility, follows creativity, initiative, and intelligence. If you are intelligent and you apply creativity and initiative, you can make something useful. When something is useful, it can then create value. When it creates value, it can then develop a price. When it develops a price, it can then be measured against the cost of other goods and services and used as a medium of exchange. Boom. Next. Proof of work by network. Corecoin, Bcrash, Fisher Price Cash will fall into their own footprints because they're just simply Ponzi schemes. That's what Ponzi schemes do. Bcrash, Bitcoin hash rate, who cares? Bcrash, Bitcoin, proof of work, who cares? Look at this. So it is currently 8,700 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin, which is cheaper than any of these other alternative crap coins that have no fundamental value. And it's 10.8% more profitable to mine on Corecoin. Competition for Bitcoin. Yes, indeed. Look at this daily average Bitcoin block size by network. Let's have a look at this comparatively. There we go. Well, look at that. Block size is going up. Average block size, 8 megabytes. On average. Beautiful. Beautiful. And daily Bitcoin transactions by network. Daily Bitcoin transactions per block by network. Daily Bitcoin fees. USD. So this is fees in the block, not transaction fees. Fees, Satoshis in the block. So this is block reward to transaction fees to block fee. So again, we'll monitor this with time because we're expecting huge increase in volume and price as well. Daily accumulated Bitcoin blockchain growth by network. Let's have a look at this. And let's move this along. Where are we now? Look at that. 406 gigabytes in front. So we'll just have a word with Craig, see what he can tell us about what we can expect from Bitcoin in the future.
We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks.
Massive.
We've tested 1 million transactions a second.
Beautiful.
And transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes.
Enough to they're big enough to run operating systems. Amazing. And the rest of it?
That we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Everything that happens globally. Absolutely phenomenal. It is the world's first ever commercial internet. Yes, indeed it is. Let's just have a look to see how far we are ahead from Coolcoin. Look at this, 51.18 gigabytes in front. That is huge. I mean, when you consider that Coolcoin is only, like 380 gigabytes in size, and with 51 in front already, gigabytes, absolutely huge. Love it. Love it. Let's have a look at hash rate then. Here we go. Hash rate, global hash rate 7 days. All right. Global hash rate 24 hours. Coolcoin 24 hours, looking similar. Bcrash 24 hours. Oof, look at the profitability on that. Where is it? 1.2. But look at Bitcoin here. Look at this. SBI Crypto back on there. Good to see via BTC being squeezed. F2 Pool on there. BTC.com trying to get a look in. SV Pool still trying to get a look in. And other miners. I mean, look at that. Amazing. And Hathor just absolutely chomping away at Amory's Fisher Price Cash. What an absolute joke that is. So remember, out of all of these protocols, we've got Coolcoin, Bcrash, Bitcoin, and Fisher Price Cash. Only Bitcoin, only this protocol has any fundamental value because of the way it's designed. So literally mining any of these other protocols is a complete waste of time. So imagine what's going to happen when they figure this out. Yes, indeed. Crikey, just hold on to your hats, people. So the reason we're squeezing them off the chain is because the only thing they understand is price manipulation, which we will look at now in short positions. Alrighty, here we are. That's more like it. So patience is virtue. So ratio 90%, where are we now? Ratio still 92%. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Let's have a look at Coolcoin. Hey, here we are. And so short positions here started off at 31%, but where are they now? Look, 24% short positions. That's massive. People losing faith in the big dog. Dear oh dear. You know, they know it's a load of crap. And let's have a look at Bitcoin Blocks Live. Here we go. Whoa, what is going on here? So for any newbies watching this, vertical rectangular blocks moving across the top of the screen are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. And they're recognized instantly the moment the transaction is broadcast, because Bitcoin is set up as an ultra small world Mandala network. Here we go. Which just basically means that as the size of the network increases, the density of the links goes to 0, making it ultra small world and highly sparse respectively. The network formulation can lead to an improved topology against malicious attacks, which means it has trouble going down. It's amazing, amazing. So these are the transactions being recognized by the nodes on the network. As soon as they're recognized by the mining nodes, they're then thrown into the memory pool, which is when they're competed for by the miners and payment processors in order to create a block, put the transaction within a block, and then place the block on the blockchain, which is when they're rewarded with the Coinbase data, otherwise known as the block reward, otherwise known as freshly minted Bitcoin. So in this 172 megabyte block, you can see in the highlighted rectangular box below that, we've got the hash of the block height, who it was mined by, size, the time, the date, the transaction count, and total fees totaling $135. And it's this fees in the block which will eventually surpass the block reward, which we will let Laura Shin explain briefly. But let's have a look at charts first, see if there's any movers and shakers. No, it's alright, always worth checking, always worth checking. Here we go. So take the floor, Laura Shin.
So, you know, as you mentioned, at a certain point when the block reward stops, there will be a transition where miners will be compensated in transaction fees, not in the block reward. And the current amount that they earn is from fees is about 9% of the block reward. And so we'd have to see transaction fees 11x by roughly 2140, which is when the new Bitcoins will stop being minted. But I just wondered, you know, if we don't see an increase in the amount of transactions that can happen at layer one, because the number of layer one transactions is limited. And right now, I feel like a lot of the scaling is focusing on layer two. Can transaction fees 11x in that time, or will that require people to pay a lot more per transaction?
Over the next couple halving cycles, we should see it start to predominantly be the value that is compensated to the miners in the block reward. If Bitcoin is the world reserve currency that doesn't have a strong security model, like there's not a lot of monetary compensation in the block reward due to transaction fees, well, then its long-term security will be weak. If it is the world reserve currency, there'll be very, very many layer one transaction fees.
Okay, yeah. So it sounds like you think it is possible that the amount in transaction fees will maybe not be enough on layer one to replace the block reward when the time comes.
Absolutely, they won't be able to replace the block reward when the time comes because it's been purposely restricted to 1 megabyte, which means it can only do 4.6 transactions a second, 7 if all the stars in the universe align. Do you honestly think that 7 transactions a second was meant to service and economically sustain all of this lot? You know, the backbone of the world's new financial system and commercial internet. It's just absolutely staggering what has been built over these past, or now 11, 12 years. Just absolutely amazing. I love it. Love it. Here we go. So BitInfo charts where we're now 14%. 14%. Loving that. Loving that. And we know that XRP and Ethereum are absolute loads of crap. So we'll just have a listen to David Schwartz, the Chief Technical Officer at Ripple, explaining that XRP is absolutely fundamentally worthless.
The XRP is a digital asset. It's censorship resistant. It's publicly traded. It trades on the XRP ledger. Ripple does not own or control the XRP ledger in any way.
So how did Ripple then get all the XRP that it has? It has about half the supply. So just how did that particular transaction happen?
So the way its design works is when the ledger first began operation, the 100 billion XRP, all that will ever exist, were sort of up for grabs. And lots of people grabbed XRP out of that system, but it just so happens that obviously, just like early miners mined, huge amounts of Bitcoin before the public knew about it or was using it, early XRP users grabbed large amounts of that pool of XRP. And so the people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
Brilliant. One more time, David.
The people who developed the ledger wound up with, the vast majority of it.
Because they grabbed it. Dear, oh dear. And Ethereum not being able to scale.
It scales somewhat. Initial plans or initial we knew it wasn't going to be scalable for sure.
Did you really? Right, fancy telling anybody else about that. And transactions. 3 years on a log curve. Rock and roll. Yes, that is Bitcoin in the purple. Amazing. Amazing. So we've just got Ethereum with all their shitcoin transactions in front of us at the moment. And that is it. Well, Ethereum and XRP. Beautiful. Scaling test network. Yep, just checking the figures. That's all right. Here we go. And we've got Steve, Shadows, and Terranode.
We have run this across all 10 nodes, and I have actually seen volumes in excess of 100,000 per second. I wasn't quite brave enough to try that one today, live on stage. But there we have a real-life example of a Terranode that is able to scale. If I had more time, I would show you one that's actually running at a steady-state capacity and show that it actually can continue for a long period of time without any problems. For reference, we don't think that the Bitcoin SV software would be able to handle a validation rate like that at this point in time. By the end of this month, we're hoping to actually have alpha versions of Terranode listening on the mainnet. They won't be trying to produce blocks. They'll just be listening and processing peer-to-peer messages. We'll also build, we have built scale testnets, global scale testnets for the Terranode specifically. We can't do this on the scaling testnet because we'll crush it. Because we have proven that Terranode can scale, we've proven what Satoshi always said about Bitcoin. Bitcoin can and does scale. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve Morlike. Absolutely amazing. Trends.cash, have a look at this. So look at that. So TDXQ is still macking it, 84%. I mean, I heard that CoinGeek interview yesterday that Armand did, and he said that TDXP app had a trading volume of $150 billion in 1 month. In 1 month. Absolutely massive. And Crypto Fights, look at that. 39.8% of apps ranking by performed actions. Absolutely shooting up. That sounds, it sounds fun. I'm thinking I might actually give it a go, CryptoQuant, yep, look, the exchanges have been cashing out, which has caused a squeeze in the price, but all the tether printing has caused a massive spike in the price, which means there is a massive bubble right now. It's not looking good. What's on chain? Good question. What is on chain? Estimated next block size, 1 megabyte. Memory pool usage, currently 3.6 megabytes. Let's have a look at that right now. There we go. This is what a memory pool is meant to look like. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. Data comes in, then it gets cleared. Amazing. What it's not meant to look like is Coolcoin BTC, because they're royally... Look at that. Absolutely no uniformity in it whatsoever. All over the shop. And we can see the results on TX Street, and we'll just have a listen to Adam Back, the CEO of Blockstream, and his expectations of a payment network.
So, fee estimation in some cases is quite bad. If you're paying a friend, you can probably afford to wait 4 hours and not pay a priority fee.
Oh, shut up. Honestly, shut up. Ridiculous. So we got this, a median fee of $1.01 on Coolcoin at the moment. What is it on Ethereum? $1.48. That's hilarious. How do you respond to that, Vitalik?
The Internet of Money should not cost 5 cents a transaction. It's kind of absurd.
Really? So what do you call $1.48 per transaction? Care to explain yourself? And our own issues that we've got here. What do we know about excessive fiat money printing?
Statistical analysis has found that every time an empire begins to near its own demise, you'll find that its currency will be debased.
Absolutely, it's not looking good at all. Knowing that Bitcoin is the only thing that can save us. How are we feeling about it today, CoinGecko? 45%. God, dear, oh dear, dear, oh dear. People have no idea what they've got their hands on for just $131. Oh my God, amazing, amazing. Let's have a look at BitPing. Remember, this is BitPing monitoring the entire world's other networks, because the Bitcoin network is the only network that is up 24/7, which means it can monitor the downtime of all these other networks, which is what we're looking at here. Well, money flow per hour gone down to just 29 cents, but that's all right. Let's have a look at the morning run. Where are we? Trade volume, good. That's right down 1,766. And we have had, wow, 416,153 purchases of Bitcoin over the last 24 hours. Amazing. Loving that. Stay away from the rest of this shit show, people. Move fast and break stuff does not mean breaking the law. Let's have a look at the depth charts. Where are we? Whoa! 4.1 million asks versus 2.2 million bids. The price should be on its way down. God, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Never mind, yeah, good buying opportunity. And let's have a look at Bitcoin versus the US dollar. Also, it's trended down yesterday because of all the FUD from Gravity initially having their liquidity provider, pulling out, but back up and running this morning. Absolutely amazing. Great effort from BitStocks. And Coolcoin versus USD. There we are. Oh, downsy. Good grief. Good grief. Let's go right the way down. Wow. People getting nervous as the Copa case approaches. We'll see what happens. And Bitcoin versus Coolcoin. Oh, holding its own. Obviously, that was the FUD from last night. That will recover all right. And let's have a look at the entire CMC. So Coolcoin down 1.92%. Where is Bitcoin? The only coin with any fundamental value here. Down 4.4%. Well, could be worse. Great buying opportunities when you bear in mind that none of these other bits of data have any fundamental value whatsoever. And YouTube, still 591.23 in the last 28 days. Thanking you very much. And Streamanity, 296 followers. That's going in the right direction. And made 60 cents from yesterday's video. Thank you very much. I did that one relatively late. And Twitch, look at that. $95 made so far. Let's have a look at new signups in the last 24 hours from Acorn Stack. Here we go. What are we looking at? New users 43. That's all right. Still people signing up. 424 followers for me. Loving that. They'll all be at DMs later on. And Ruthie's tweet. Oh, look at that. They're not. Oh, look at that. Are they actually showing us? They're not showing us how many likes they're taking away. They've just put it. What? That's outrageous. That's outrageous. You know, we've seen all these likes with like, you know, thousands of likes, and Ruth's like just has got 1k. You know, sly buggers. That's all I can say to that one. Let's see how many followers they're taking away from I Am Satoshi. So a 79.7. You know, I mean, that should be well over 80,000 by now. Let's have a look at stablecoin printer. Where are we? What's been printing what? USDC, 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 USDC. Oh, look, where is Tether? Where is Tether? Nowhere to be seen. The last time they printed was the 1st of June. You know, so something is happening. But there we go. Right then, peeps, we're up to date with the figures. Thank you for joining me, Mike Murphy and Keith Fellows. Just reading the messages here. Would be funny if the UK High Court demanding Cobra to turn over ownership of Bitcoin.org. Well, yeah, or for being in contempt of court. That would be quite funny. Yeah. Watch this space, people, and keep your eye on the figures. Loving this. You know, never a dull moment in Bitcoin. So, as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Catch you guys soon. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. Buy BSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.